Today is a question and answer video, but before we start, I have a question for you. Who can tell me whereabouts in the world I am today? If you think you know, put it in the comments and I will reveal all at the end of the video. So today's question was asked on my beginner's workout. Weight training for women over 50. I show you how in this workout, follow along with me using dumbbells. And the question is, it would be great to see what weights you are lifting in your workouts. Do you have a video where you're showing the weights you're lifting for these moves? And my answer is no. Because the only weights that you should be worried about are the weights you are lifting, not my weights, not the other women in the gym, just the weights you are lifting. Because you don't know what someone else's story is. We're all at different stages in our weight training journey. And if I was to tell you, well, these are the weights I lift, and you think, okay, so I want to lift those weights, two things could happen. One is they'll be too heavy for you and you could cause yourself an injury. Another thing that might happen is that you'll start to do the exercise and you'll recruit muscles that you're not meant to be using. Because for instance, if I'm doing a bicep curl standing up and the weight's too heavy, then I can use my whole body to throw the weight up. It's the momentum that I'm using, not my bicep. So we want to make sure we're using good form and we're using the right weights. So even though it's not a very helpful answer, I will share with you a technique that you can use to find the right weight when you start your weight training. So we know comparison is the thief of joy. That is one of my favourite sayings. Because if we compare ourselves to someone else, then it's taking us down into a frame of depression. We're all maybe feeling we have low self-esteem already, and we start to compare ourselves with somebody else, feel inadequate, and it's a bit of a downward spiral. So that's why I'm saying to you, only think about the weights that you're lifting. Compare only to yourself. So here's an example of me comparing weights I'm lifting now to weights I was lifting pre-COVID. So this is me doing bicep curls, and I'm doing them standing, which again, I've said before, I could be using a little bit of momentum to get these weights lifted, and you can see that my form is pretty good, but even in these videos I feel that I'm getting to the stage where I'm not just recruiting my biceps, so the weight's almost too heavy for me. But if you look back to pre-COVID, this video is from when I was preparing for my competition in 2019. I'm lifting 12.5 kilos here, not the 10 kilos I was just lifting a couple of weeks ago, 12.5 kilos. And again, my form is okay, but I can still see I'm using a little bit of momentum, but I'm lifting quite a bit heavier, and that was 3 years ago. Now, since then, we've had COVID. I had a surgery last October, and I had to have 3 months off from training at all, any exercise or weightlifting. So for me to be back to being able to do this bicep curl exercise with 10 kilos, I feel pretty good about that. So yes, I'm comparing myself and I'm not lifting as heavy, but I still feel that I'm making good progress. So one other thing I just want to do here is just pause the video and ask you what you can see different between these older videos and the newer videos of me weight training. And what it is I am wearing a weightlifting belt in the older videos, because I used to be told that if I wore a weightlifting belt, it would help support my back when I was lifting heavy weights. But I didn't realise the consequences that could have on my body. So coming soon is a video about why I ditched my weightlifting belt. So do look out for that one. And if we just get back to the comparison between the weights I'm lifting now and the weights I was lifting 3 years ago, am I worried that I'm not lifting 12.5 kilos on my bicep curls anymore? And the answer is no, I'm not worried. As long as I'm continuously progressing, stressing my muscles, making my muscles stronger, and in turn making my bones stronger, then I'm happy, because strong bones are so important, especially as we're getting older. So I'm looking after my health. That's my main focus. So here's the technique I want to share with you for choosing the right weights for your exercises. Take some weights that you think you can lift and see how many reps you can do. We're aiming for 8 to 12 reps. If you do less than 8, you know the weight is too heavy, so grab a lighter weight, and after you've had a rest for a few minutes, try again. If you're finding that you can lift 12 reps easily, lots of energy, then you need to go heavier. So grab a heavier weight and try again until you reach that nice compromise where you're doing 8 to 12 reps and you're finding it challenging towards the end of the set. That's your starting weight, and that's what you need to use to start your sets with. And I use this technique now. I've been travelling around a lot lately, and I'm in different gyms, trying different machines, and sometimes I don't know what weight I need to use on the machine, or even trying different exercises with dumbbells, and I'll use that technique to see what my starting weight should be. Okay, so I think that's everything for now. I did promise to share where I am in the world. And for anyone who has been to this beautiful area, you will recognise it as British Columbia in Canada. And I'm actually on Vancouver Island at the moment at a place called Oak Bay near Victoria, staying with my sister. It's a very, very beautiful part of the world, as you can see. So thanks for joining me today. This is Ray from Live Yourself Young, and I will be back soon with more answers to questions. I am trying to keep these videos to under 5 minutes, so if they go over a little bit, please bear with me. But I want you to be able to come onto this channel and just get snippets of information as and when they are of interest to you. So do subscribe, do turn on notifications, and until next time, keep living yourself young.